Hey Sabercats! Welcome back to CVTV.
I'm Kalia.
And I'm Drew, and we are your CVTV anchors.
And for our last and final show, we really wanted to give you guys something to look forward to.
So to start off, we're going to go ahead and do some arts and crafts with Gianna.
This is how I make a paper flower. So let's begin. First you'll need to have paper like this. And then you're going to outline shapes in the paper like that. And then cut out the shapes and place the petals around the middle part like so, and make sure everything isn't uneven. After that, glue on the petals onto the front of the middle part. You'll see why. And make sure everything is glued on correctly, because if not, the petals might fly away. Unlike real flowers, paper flowers don't decay and fly away. So after that, gluing on the petals, make sure you don't glue your dust because it will get sticky and sticky. So then glue the stem and place it onto the flower like so, and then also get the leaf. After gluing the flower together, you should have something like this. This part is optional, but grab a green Sharpie and add details to the leaves. The details can be lines, squiggles, or triangles, and then grab a red Sharpie and add shading to the petals for more depth to the flower. And then that should be the finished product, but if you want, you can grab a circle and add a smiley face on it and then glue that part together. And then also close your Sharpie so it doesn't dry out. And then there you have it. So you can bring the flower to school, you can give the flower to your friend, you can give the flower to your teacher, you can give the flower to your friend's teacher, or you can give the flower to your other teacher maybe, and then also give the flower to a security guard or the military. But other than that, you're good. So have a nice day.
A special thanks to Gianna for teaching us how to make some paper flowers.
Next up, let's take a look at a student who really enjoys rock climbing.
As a kid, I would always climb whatever I could, trees, the house. That's kind of how it started. Just climbing whenever I could. I like being up high, as weird as that sounds. Just the sense of it and the reward I can get from it. Well, we have Uber group in town, but I like going to new places, and competing really gets those on the map for me, kind of thing. Probably my coaches. They're good, and they're right there. They have their insight on what you do. Really makes me think outside the box when I'm climbing. I get to meet a lot of cool people. Meet winners of American Ninja Warrior, met Olympic climbers, a lot of cool people, and then just everyday people are still fun to meet. I'd say every sport kind of shapes different people. It goes into their personality and stuff. I guess you could say it's kind of woven into my personality.
Summer is coming up for all of us, and a lot of times we get bored around the house.
So let's figure out what we can plan to do for this summer.
I'm going to Pueblo West for a football summer camp.
I'm going to Minnesota to see my family.
So we're probably going to do some drills. So there's going to be the wide receivers and lineman drills. I'm going to be part of the lineman because I'm a defensive end. And it's probably going to be an Oklahoma, kind of stance drills, but pretty basic.
We spend the whole time at the lake. We go surfing and water skiing and all that.
This will be my first year, so since we just joined that, and COVID was last year, so.
Ever since I moved to Colorado, which was forever ago.
Actually, yeah, I'm really excited. So, it's my first time being part of the juniors and sophomores group, because last year was just freshmen, so you didn't have really much of a competition. It was just freshmen, so yeah, it's gonna be pretty great.
Just to see all my old family that I haven't seen in a long time. No, it's actually super fun. I never get to see them, so.
Although it's sad to say goodbye to the class of 2022, this last week we had our moving up ceremony.
Let's check it out.
In welcoming for the last time on their last day of a very long and wonderful journey your Saber Cat class of 2022.
Even though we're sad to see the seniors go, we know that they will accomplish great things.
Speaking of people leaving, we wanted to highlight a teacher who will reflect on her time at Castleview.
I came to Castleview in 2018, and I started off teaching economics as well as humanities 2. And since then I've taught government, sociology, humanities 1, and am I missing any of them? I don't think so. Econ as well. I think the kids really make the class, so it really doesn't matter the subject matter to me, but probably if I had to choose out of all the classes, sociology has been probably one of my favorite classes to ever teach. The highlight of that class was the participation that I saw from my students, very specifically in the experiments that we did, in the simulations that we put together, and it really helped us understand what we were talking about because we put it in action. I came to Castleview when I was moving to Colorado. I went to a job fair, and there I met Dr. Kaur, and he was giving out free pizza cutters, and I knew I needed a free pizza cutter, so I had to go. And I ended up interviewing with him and just really hitting it off and wanting to work at Castleview ever since. My biggest takeaway is the 3 R's: relationships, relevance, rigor, in that order. Understanding that having relationships with students that are meaningful, that are deep, that are somehow supportive to your classroom is always going to be the most important thing. Making sure that kids feel safe and feel heard and seen, that's always going to be number one. Then making sure that the content is relevant to the world around us, really making it applicable to everything that we do, and trying to get the kids to really understand why it is we're learning what we're learning. And then lastly is that rigor piece is really putting forth a challenge before you all and making you really critically think about different things and see different situations from maybe a separate perspective or something that's different from your own. That has definitely been the big takeaway when it's come to Castleview.
And with that, our final CVTV show of the year is done.
We are so grateful to all of you who have watched this year, and we cannot wait to see you next year.
And to see more from us, please go to our website, cvstudentmedia.com, or our Instagram at cvstudentmedia.
And for the last time this year,
I'm Kalia.
and I'm Drew,
And we're your CVTV anchors.